Hey everybody, what is up? Happy Wednesday. Here's another day, another live. Um, Remember, if you're watching this live, go ahead and drop the hashtag live squad in the comments. If you're watching this on a replay, drop the hashtag replay. Let me know when it is that you're watching this recording. And I'm a little early, but Halloween's right around the corner, so I'm getting prepped. Got my pumpkin, got my Star Trek in there. It's probably about as much as I will do before Halloween season actually starts. The pumpkin spice lattes I wait until October 1st to have. But decor and shirts and stuff like that, I started a little early. Anyways, there have been a few new people that have come on board into the group. So I just wanted to reintroduce myself. My name is Erica, right? I'm the founder of this group. I'm the founder of the vibrational medicine technique. And I can't teach you everything you need to know about using the vibrational medicine technique to transform your health during these 30-minute lives. But that's why I developed that technique, right? I have that program. Why I'm coming up with a new program, more of like a starter pack for people that just want to dip their toes in the water, right? So you can kind of start getting that experience of what this program can do for you. Right. So today, I just want to talk about a little bit of what's coming up. So over the last few months, we have been kind of talking about the foods to avoid, right? What foods kind of cause you more harm than good, how they affect you, right? How they affect your mood, how they affect your thinking, and how they affect you physically, right? How they get you maybe overweight, get you to have more cravings, get you to eat more. We've also talked a little bit about how your body is made out of energy, how your thoughts are energy, how your feelings are energy. And all this energy just wants to move around and not allowing it to move. Like, for example, when you suppress your emotions, that energy gets stuck in your body. And then that energy just sits there and kind of rots to a sense because it's living energy. And when we do that, our bodies aren't getting what they need, not just physically on eating kind of like vitamins and minerals, but it's not getting what it's need. Like, it's not getting its needs met or its needs fulfilled because you're ignoring it. So it looks for other outlets to meet those needs, right? For me, it was food. If you're in this group, food's probably one of those things too for you. And doing that kind of makes it hard for your body to lose weight because it's not getting its needs met. So it uses food to meet those needs or to fill that void, even though it doesn't actually do anything except make us overweight and make us crave more food. But it's something that our body uses when we're not giving it the actual things that it needs, when we're not listening. So we talked about that over the last few months, right? What it looks like to suppress your emotions and what happens. We've also talked about how to use music medicine to help with that problem, to help with releasing of emotions and processing them, right? How to use music, how to use Reiki, right? Different things, hypnotherapy to kind of help all those areas. But we also talked about music medicine more on a physical sense as well, where it's not just using it for the emotional aspect of things, which it helps. That's part of its purpose. But music medicine also has a physical purpose too, right? So we've talked about using music medicine to help clean your body of the toxins that you're eating, that you're filling that void with, which is usually sugars and fried foods, right? Processed foods. So music medicine comes in so it can clean things on a cellular level, right? Detox you without you having to juice or do smoothies or soups or 24-hour fasts. I guess in a sense, an effortless way to detox. And we talked about that over the few months and how to use that for yourself. And we've also talked about how, again, going back to everything's energy, right? How all the illnesses and diseases that we have in the body are caused by one, your emotions, your unaddressed emotions, and then two, the foods that you're eating that are causing you to stay in that loop, right? Because disease, we see it just on a physical level. I think when we're, I don't know, our whole lives, we're just taught that you address the symptom, because that's how our healthcare system is, right? We address the symptom and not the problem. So essentially that's throwing a Band-Aid on the problem. I mean, imagine throwing like a Band-Aid on a gush of blood when you caught your arterial vein and it's gushing. I mean, a Band-Aid's not going to do anything. So when we get disease, that's when we have to kind of figure out what's actually the problem, right? Are you just addressing the diabetes, or are you addressing the root cause of why you have diabetes, right? Why you have cholesterol, why you have heart problems, why you have cancer, all of that. Every single disease stems back to your emotions, your unaddressed emotions. And those unaddressed emotions were then fed with processed foods that, essentially poisoned you. And now it's turning into a physical disease, right? You have the unexpressed emotions that are rotting in your body, causing, what did I call it before? Zombie emotions, right? Like they're causing all this stuff inside because that negative energy settles into your organs. So we learned about all that. And then we learned how to use music medicine and Reiki to kind of get all that stuff out, get that energy flowing, right? Get everything flowing the way it's supposed to. That way you can start losing weight, you can start getting your health back and start making better choices. So music medicine also does that, right? It helps you change kind of your eating habits, right? It rewires your subconscious, like neural pathways. And these neural pathways are habits. And you know exactly that it's hard, if not almost impossible, to change your habits, right? We sit there and say, oh, we're going to go to the gym for 2 hours so we can work out. And it doesn't last very long because our habits are already set in what we're already doing now. So when we try to change them, there's resistance from our brain that says, no, I'm good. I don't want to make new neural pathways. So we're using the music medicine and the Reiki to help change all of that, which is stuff that we've been learning over the last 5 months. We've also gone over how to manifest things, right? Setting intentions, because those intentions are what's going to help kind of pave that pathway for you, paint that picture for you to show you where you want to go and what you need to do along the way. And that's going to help you manifest easier, that body that you want, that maybe it's just losing weight, but usually that's very superficial. It's not just about losing weight, right? It's usually about looking good in clothes, feeling good in clothes, being able to run around with your kiddos and not, be huffing and puffing, right? So we learn to kind of dig deep and paint that picture of why it is that we want to lose weight. Because once you have that clear picture, then you can set up those building blocks. Right? So we've talked about your gut microbiome, how that's your second brain. Right? I don't know if you remember that, but mental health and emotional kind of starts in the gut. And we learned about that. All right? When you have a healthy biome in your gut, then it can send that signal to your brain to release the proper amount of hormones. But when we're eating a lot of processed foods, all our good bacteria is almost non-existent, and it's just a bunch of bad bacteria, wreaking havoc inside of us, making us extra emotional, making us extra hormonal, right? Because our hormones are out of whack. We're going to be extra stressed because our gut is sending our brain the signal to just send out the cortisol and make us stressed out even more. So one of the main things to really take care of, especially at the beginning, is to get your gut health under control, because that's kind of the center of our power, really. We're so focused on the brain because everyone tells us the brain is what keeps us alive, and yes, it is. But our gut is kind of the main honcho, right? It's the big boss. It's the captain of the ship. And we learn about how to take care of it and all the symptoms that come along with not taking care of it. Right? So as you can see, we've learned a lot, right? We learned about calories. We learned about gut health. We learned about music medicine. We learned about sugars, all these foods to avoid, setting intentions, right? Aligning all your goals with a purpose so that you can have a clear path. You've learned about EFT tapping, and these are all things that you need to help get you on that healthy pathway. But there's one more thing that you need, which is where phase 2 comes in. Your body needs nutrients, right? It needs vitamins, it needs minerals. It needs mental health, like peace, purpose, right? Which is where Reiki, music medicine, meditations, breath work, they all help because they kind of bring you back in to the body, right? Throughout our day, it's always, we're kind of out of our body. Go, 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 go. We got things to do. We're stressed. We got schedules to meet, deadlines to meet. So it makes it very hard to connect with your body to see what it needs. So we do these different modalities to help bring us back, right, back to center, so that we can be calm. We can have some peace. And then our body also needs the nutrients, right? It needs that energy to help us keep going, to help us live. And most of the time we don't get that energy because we're eating a lot of junk food, a lot of processed foods, and that doesn't really have much energy to keep us going. So we need to feed our body nutrients and vitamins and minerals. And if you're someone, I think this day and age, almost everyone works behind a desk. You're sitting down for so long. Well, emotions aren't the only thing that keep energy stuck. Sitting for long periods of time also keep energy stuck. And I don't know if you know this, but sitting down for an 8-hour job behind a desk is pretty much the equivalent, at least of what happens internally, is the equivalent of smoking 6 packs of cigarettes a day, which is pretty crazy. I remember when I learned this a couple years ago, I stopped sitting all the time. Like when I worked, I was standing up. I was always getting some sort of active movement because I didn't want to sit. So this next phase of our journey is going into moving your body. And that doesn't necessarily mean going to the gym for 2 hours a day. Okay, I hate the gym. I've told you guys this many, many times. I'm not a gym goer. I hate gyms. And the thing is that your body wasn't really designed either to go to the gym and just do, curls, run on the treadmill, I don't know what else you do at the gym, stairs or whatever. Your body wasn't designed for that either. So in order for me to really get out there and move and actually work my muscles, I don't really call it working out or exercising. I usually say it's movement meditation or meditation movement, however you want to call it. Because I'm doing things that I enjoy while I'm moving my body. And that can look like walks, right? It can be sports if you like playing sports and being outdoors. It could be jogging. See, our bodies, I'm going to get a little scientific here, but Since the beginning of time, our bodies were made to walk long distances. You don't really need the gym to work out your muscles or do strength training, but you do need to move your body. Right? If you look back at our ancestors, they walk long distances to hunt and gather. And their exercises they really got from, what was it? Maybe shooting bow and arrows, throwing spears. I'm Mexican, so in my family, we always, when we made like tortillas, right? We used to grind, and that's how people got their exercise, right? Back in the days, you grind on a stone until things become this doughy kind of thing, and you can cook it. So exercise was never really about going to the gym. We go to the gym now because we don't have to do any of that stuff. But as long as you're feeding your body the nutrients it needs and you're getting movement, your muscles are going to naturally come out. You don't have to hit the gym to do that. But one of the more important things, other than just building muscle and going to the gym to lose weight, is that you keep your joints, right? That flexibility and kind of that resistance training to make your muscles strong. So that's what this next phase is about, is showing you guys how to do workouts, or not even workouts, but just stretches, things for your joint health, things for your muscle health, to keep building on your health journey. Okay, so that is what we're going to be working on. But I don't want you to look at it as we're working out to lose weight, because you've heard me say it many times, diet and exercise aren't your main goals, or they're not your, how do I word it? They are not the all be all. How do you say it? I can't think of it right now. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like it's not your number one thing that's going to help you lose weight. Diet and exercise have very little to do with weight loss. They're just two pieces of the whole puzzle, which is why we don't really focus on meal plans here either, because I don't think those work for everyone. Those are one of those one size fits all, which that's not a thing. That's not a thing when we're trying to promote health, when we're not trying to promote weight loss. And it's the same thing with this next phase, with phase 2. People like different things. Some people like working out, and that's kind of their thing, and that's great. That's their stress reliever. Some people like me do not like working out. So we can't focus on this next phase as this is going to be more to add to my weight loss. This is to promote more health, right? To promote bone health, to promote muscle health. Because one of my main goals when I started this journey is that I don't want to be 60 years old and in a wheelchair. I don't want to not be strong enough to be able to stand up. I want to live as long as possible, as independent as possible. And this is why I try to get a lot of movement. Because when you're sitting down for so long, when you work in an office, and I've been working since I was 15, so I've been sitting down for a long time. What ends up happening is the muscle on your leg and your thighs starts becoming less muscle and more fat, right? I don't have a picture right here for you guys. I'm so sorry. I should have prepared for this, but you have your bone, right? Around the bone is the muscle, and around the muscle is the skin. But what ends up happening is the longer you sit, the less muscle you have and the more fat you have. So now it becomes bone, muscle, fat, and then skin. So that means you're losing muscle. That means you're literally losing muscle. It's going away. And as you get older, that tends to happen, right? Because as you get older, the less you move, the more sitting down you do. So you start losing more and more muscle. So the point of this is to make sure that we're promoting muscle health, bone health, so that we can stay as strong as possible for as long as possible. And that's what I want our main focus to be. I don't want you to think we're working out just for weight loss. We're working out for health. Okay, so what are the first things you can do to start today? Right? If you have a job where you sit down for long periods of time, try and get up at least every hour. Every hour to hour and a half. Try to get up, stretch your legs, walk around. I know, a lot of us don't have a position where you have that luxury of just getting up and going for a walk whenever you want. But at least stand up, stretch your legs, maybe do a couple squats while you're standing there. Get some sort of movement, right? Make your muscles work. Because remember, the more you sit, right, the less you move, the less resting calories you're burning. The more you move, the more resting calories you burn. So you have to keep your muscles moving so that they need to burn energy. Okay? If that's not possible, if that's not something you can do, then try and download a step tracker so you can track your steps if you don't already have one. And if you notice that you don't really get any steps in, because when I first started, my first goal, which I didn't know, I didn't have a step tracker, so I had no idea, but my first goal was 3,500 steps. So, and this was at the when I went to the holistic health doctor, and he was saying you need to get more movement. So he's like, start with 3,500 steps. Remember, at this time I was working from home, so I was literally on my butt on the couch all day. So he was like, you need to get some movement in. So when he told me 3,500 steps, I'm like, that's nothing. I can do that from here to the corner. 3,500 steps is a lot harder than it looks when you spent like 2 years in COVID sitting on a couch. I remember I went for a 15-minute walk and I'm like, I only have 1,000 steps in, like WTF. So if you're like me who spends most of your time sitting, then start at 3,500 steps, right? Try and get that in. Try to get your heart rate up, because that's what's also important, right? It's not just about the muscles and getting them strong. Your heart is also a muscle. So you need to work that out. Build the endurance. Because when I was first getting 3,500 steps, I was huffing and puffing. My heart could not handle it. I felt like it was going to explode out of my chest. I felt like I couldn't breathe. So start small and work your way up. Maybe you don't have a step tracker right now. Maybe you don't want to. So at least start with a 10-minute walk, a 15-minute walk, 5 minutes if that's still too hard, right? The point is that we want you to get started somewhere, because that's the important part. We want to build up these habits and start them small, because if we go too big, our brain's going to say, nah, I'm not starting up new neural pathways to get that habit done. We're good in our habits. So start small. Reward your brain, right? You go on a 5-minute walk, a 10-minute walk, reward your brain. Make it a reward system so that your brain gets tricked into thinking, oh, we actually enjoy doing this. Okay? So however it is that you like to reward yourself, right? High five, jumping up and down, celebrating. Yeah, we did it. Just get that reward system out so that your brain believes that this is something you want to do. This is enjoyable. Yes, we're going to love building this habit. All right, so get that started. Start somewhere, right? You're making better choices now. You're with your food, right? You're making better choices. You're helping your emotions kind of process and get out. So now it's time to take the next steps, which is movement. All right. And I know that you guys have already had access to all the videos these last 5 months, but I am kind of hosting a live training outside of the group to promote these videos to get more people involved, right? Not just people just inside the group, but now it's set up as a package. Everyone gets, whoever purchases this program, this kind of starter pack, is going to get access to all the videos, plus a 6-week coaching session, which I'm going to talk about it on Friday. I'm going to host this live training at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you guys want to, show up, be there, support. It's going to be on my regular Facebook profile page. All right, guys. Well, I hope this little snippet kind of helped you prepare for next phase and see what's coming up. I hope that these last 5 months have helped you, that you've gotten that kind of idea of what vibrational medicine is and what the vibrational medicine technique is all about. And just continue to keep making small changes every day. Okay, it is all about the micro habits. That's where success comes in. Not the big changes of I'm going to have a salad every day and go to the gym every day for 2 hours. Start small. Just take one step at a time of what's in the next 24 hours or 12 hours. And just take that teensy tiny step. Right? Because small changes every day are going to lead to huge transformations. All right. So if you'd like to know more about the vibrational medicine technique, or if you want to even learn more about what I'm doing on Friday, drop a comment. Let's chat. Let me know. And other than that, I will see you guys again next week. But I'll talk to you guys inside the group. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, a great rest of your week. And thanks for being here.